So I got some news.
Uh,
Yeah, some interesting news. I participated in a not a contest or anything like that. It was just for funsies. Did some karaoke at my folks' country club that they're members at the other week. And in doing so, come to find out, they have a ladies golf tournament coming up. Um, and they're thinking about hiring me to put
really?
on, yeah, to put on like a 2 hour concert. I'm like, I don't have any like big speakers to project. Oh, we've got a guy. You could just use the DJ from the karaoke night. You could use his setup because he's actually an employee here. I'm like, how much y'all paying me? I'm seriously considering it, man. That'd be fun. Oh, no clue what I would do. Um, you
You
got to
have to get
figure.
you got 2 hours to fill.
Well, and that's the thing. I was thinking about that. I'm like, okay, if the average song is 3 to 5 minutes, right? Let's just say 4 minutes, right?
Right.
That's 8, 9 songs an hour. So I'd have to have 16 to 18 songs. So I would probably prep 20, right? But the thing is you got to understand the demographic of the people that are there. There's some members that are younger ish, in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, whatever. And then there's quite a few members that are a little bit older. I mean, they got some members that are up in their late 60s, 70s, so it's like,
Hmm.
what kind of music do you do for 2 hours? I ain't gonna go up there and do fucking Johnny Be Good, you know, or Sweet Caroline, da da da. You have a couple of those songs that are good, that are crowd pleasers that everybody pretty much knows, right? But at the same time, I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do some shit that I want to do too. Like I'm gonna do fucking Blue on Black. you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do freaking the Shine Down version of Simple Man. You know, you got to have kind of like an eclectic, diverse kind of set, I would think. I don't know, man. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to prep. By the way, since we're now officially 7 minutes in, like, subscribe, comment, share the shit out of this on the tubes of you. Hit that link tree. You can still go to and buy some stuff. If you don't buy some stuff, then we don't make any money. If we don't make any money,
Then we're poor.
then just we continue to be broke. Thanks. But support the cause and welcome back to the Coast to Coast podcast.
Coast to coast.
I figured we might as well just get going because it's time.
Might as well.
But yeah, dude. Mom's super involved in the country club with various groups and whatnot, and board members and yada yada blah blah blah. And she hit me up like the next day. She's like, "So the ladies want to hire you for the summer tournament, the ladies tournament. And they want you to sing for like 2 hours." Mother, what? That's a
Now, is it a
lot.
straight 2 hours or just on and off during the tournament?
No, no, no. It's apparently like a straight 2 hours once the festivities of the tournament, the actual participation of swinging said golf clubs is done and over with. So they get done, they have a dinner, and then boom, entertainment. And I
Ah.
can be part of the entertainment. And I looked at my mom, I'm like, 10 grand.
Great.
she, I thought she was gonna slap me. She's, oh, you'd be lucky to get a couple $100. I'm like,
Well,
so I told her, I said, okay, realistic, $500. That's $250 an hour. I said, yeah, I know. if I'm the entertainment and I'm the only one up there and I'm using a DJ's equipment, obviously I gotta, share the cost, if you will. So he's probably gonna get, 150, $200 or whatever for letting me use his speakers and all that jazz. But I can run the whole entire set through Smule, right? And
Yeah.
then I'm doing everything. So if I give him $150, and I'm charging $500, that's still 350 in my pocket for just getting up there and doing what I love to do. That's fine. I'll do it. Well, let me talk to the folks at the club and we'll think about it.
Oh my
Like, hey, you're the one that approached me, lady. She's
God.
all, she's all, you may want to just, get the first gig done and over with at like a discount price. And then if they want you back, you could negotiate some stuff. I said, Mom, $500. That is discount price. Like, come on. Y'all just had a live band out there the other day. How much did y'all pay them? Okay. Now you're talking to a guy to be a freaking one-man show. That's a lot of work. I got to come up with a set list. I got to make sure Smule has all the stuff I want to do. I got to test it all on Smule, right? Make sure that I can do it. And then I got to go out and I got to actually freaking perform. And without having a band behind you, you can't just sit there at a microphone and sing into it and stand still. You got to move around. You got to shake your ass.
It's entertainment, man.
Entertain the people.
Oh God. Oh God.
Right? Like, you gotta be entertaining. That's why the people that do it for a living are called entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are really good, anyways. Some of them are artists. I don't like the artists. I like the entertainers. If I'm gonna go to a concert, I want that sumbitch to be damn near ready to pass out when he's done from all the effort he did. I'm just saying, I want to be entertained. Tell me I'm
Yeah.
wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. Remember, I identify as right. I am right.
Oh, Brandon.
What's new?
Nothing's new.
Nothing. How's that build going for your client?
Oh, I don't want
Oh,
to
even
talk
more?
about it.
Even more?
More nightmares.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, bro. They're
Today I
gonna
was
catch wind of this podcast. They're gonna see the last few episodes and go, so we're going with someone else. And you're gonna go, you mean a new designer?
I'll say one thing. She emailed Katie, my buddy's wife, and so for over 2 months, I've been trying to get these damn wall sconces, like I've been talking about, to make sure they'll fit before I put the boxes in the wall and tile it all in.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
And I even told her this designer to her face so many weeks ago when she came with the guy to measure for building the cabinets.
Okay.
Nobody's listening to me. Then the other day I get a, could you share with us why we need sconces already? Well, first of all, it's not already, and I've explained it several times to make sure the boxes are where they need to be, that it don't hit the ceiling. Because
Yeah, I
and
remember
then,
you telling me about that.
well, Katie just got an email from the designer saying, I would appreciate it if Nick would make sure, check the measurements and be sure that those sconces don't hit that ceiling, because my measurements, the measurements could be off by a little bit because of the new drywall. And then, like, she's making up these excuses. I'm like,
Oh my God.
she's talking like she just had us. You better make sure Nick checks this because I don't, because electricians have been. And I'm like, I've been saying that's why I need them for almost 3 months now.
Like she just had some big epiphany.
Yeah, and you know what
What?
you know what they sent me? They could have sent me a long time ago. The picture and all the dimensions of the sconces, so I know what's going there. I just got those today. They could have at least just given me that, because now I know what the size of the light is and
Well,
everything.
even with that, let's say all you got are dimensions. You're talking about a little box thing, right? You get the right dimensions, you could build it right quick with a freaking piece of cardboard and then test fit it and go, oh, yep, that'll work, or nope, that won't.
They just gave me all that information today after asking for these things for almost 3 months now.
That's
Guess it wasn't 3
crazy.
months.
That's crazy.
Stuff like that just gives me a headache.
That's insane. I got a question for you.
I might have an answer. 7. 5 plus 2 is 7.
Good man. Good man. I taught you well, my young Padawan. What else could we do aside from a podcast and a Shopify store where we could legit work remote via online and
That's what
make a
I want to know.
living at things that we love?
That's what I want to know.
That is my question for all the people out there. And I am not talking about affiliate marketing. No, thank you.
No
No,
pyramid
no, thank
schemes.
you. No pyramid schemes, no affiliate marketing, no, oh, you can get into real estate by doing zero down if you do this program in this state at this time. None of that
No,
shit.
none of the Ponzi scheme shit, please.
I mean, realistically, how are people making money online doing things that they enjoy? Again, not affiliate marketing, not doing a Amazon FBB or FFB or whatever the hell it's called, fulfillment by Amazon thing. Not doing any of that stuff. I'm talking, you know what I've been thinking about, dude? And I think I shared this with you last year, and it ties into this. I would love to do voiceovers.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, dude. Like, I would love to just come out here, turn my shit on, and read a book.
We got the setup to
Love
do this
that.
shit.
Exactly. Like, hey, Disney, I can do some voices.
The stuff they're putting out now, I don't know if you're gonna want.
What?
We're, we're not. We can't go down that rabbit hole, dude. We did.
Oh, I know where your brain's going. I don't
We
want to
did
visit
a
that. No,
third.
no.
We did a third out of the fucking whack episode. Me and Ferris Thursday.
Did you?
Oh, it went deep.
What did y'all do? What
Oh
did you
my god, you
do?
gotta watch it.
I
We
can't.
talked about.
No, I'm scared now. Just tell me.
We'll just talk more about all the crazy shit going on.
Oh, you guys did some real life current events.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All the stuff we
man.
seem to be stuck on it for like 3 episodes. We've been stuck on it.
All the stuff that gets us in trouble.
It's
This
hard because
is
we
this
never
is
wanted
why
to do that, but things are the stuff going on lately is just so holy shit that we're
this is
seeing
why
all
I
this
can't
crazy
fall
shit,
asleep.
and it's hard to freaking not talk about it. It's starting to get ridiculous.
This is why I can't fall asleep. This is why I gotta be there because y'all will get me going on something and you'll have two, three, four other things in mind and I'll get all hot and then we'll stay on that one subject for like 40 minutes and then boom, we're not visiting the stuff that's actually going to get us in trouble. That's why I got to be there.
I'm
Me
telling you,
blowing up
dude.
actually reels everybody in and they go, okay, we can't do this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no. Speaking of, I saw an interesting video the other day on TikTok.
Yeah. It's
Speaking of
got a
current
lot of
events,
them.
and I'm not sure. I think maybe even Ferris sent it to me, talking about how you and I have mentioned that the whole rest of the world is going to a different kind of currency. They're no longer going to recognize the US dollar as the
Hmm.
world's currency and blah 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 blah. Everybody knows that way back in the day, the US dollar was backed by the gold standard, and then it was taken off of the gold standard so they could essentially print more money freely without having to worry about anything. And wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Next thing you know, here we are a few decades later, a bunch of inflation percentages higher, and our dollar has devalued. As it does, the more you print, the less it's actually worth. And this video talked about all that. And then it said when we were taken off the gold standard, we were put on an oil standard. And
Right.
since we do so much with, I think it said Saudi Arabia, I want to say, I could be mistaken, but I believe the video cited Saudi Arabia, and the fact that they're no longer going to recognize the US dollar
They're a big one going to bricks.
means that we as a society are totally screwed financially speaking. We're going to see prices go crazy, crazy high. And then in this video, it said what they're going to do is once everybody's freaked out enough and there's people on the street, there's enough people on the street, there's enough rioting in the streets and this and that and the other, blah, 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 blah. The video said they're going to introduce a new digital currency and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's going to be guaranteed monthly payments. And boom, here's your socialist economy. And what the whole premise of it was how if folks don't want to get on board with what's going on, we'll just create a situation to force folks into what we want them to get on board with. That way, when we introduce this, because things will be so bad, we will look like we're the heroes saving the day, and we can restore law and order and peace in the streets and blah 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 blah.
Just Antichrist type
And
shit.
yeah, and then in the video he said something, mark my words, this is what's coming next, be prepared. And I watched that dude and I was just like, whoa. Like, could you imagine? Again, this is all hypothetical based on a video that I saw on TikTok that had many thousands of views, right? It wasn't blocked, it wasn't censored, it wasn't removed, whatever. Could you imagine if that's the road we go down? We've been talking about shit hitting the fan for realistically a couple years, every once in a blue moon, as a funny ha-ha thing, and we've always attributed it to like a zombie apocalypse or nuclear fallout or whatever. But could you imagine if this is the shit hit the fan scenario?
It can be.
How crazy is that, dude? Like, hey, shit hit the fan, it's time to get out. Oh wait, we can't afford gas. Oh
Well,
my
the other
god.
what they're saying is going to happen too is that basically when you go to that digital currency, government knows every single thing you're spending your money on,
I saw that.
everywhere your
Oh,
money's coming from. If
and
you piss them off, you do something wrong, they can say, "No, you're not buying shit."
yep. And they're coming up with a law that basically said no cash transactions over $1,000.
Right.
And they're already doing that in Europe.
Here's the
Like, now
thing.
you're telling me what I can and cannot do with my money that I've earned.
How in the Sam hell can they know? If I go to my neighbor, well, not him, but if I went to a neighbor and he had a mower I want and he wanted $1,000 and I have $1,000 cash, how the hell are they going to know I did that?
Well, dude, you do two different transactions. You go, all right, here's 500. Give me 30 seconds. All right, here's 500. All right, two separate transactions right there.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could, but
I can't do anything over $1,000. Okay. I want this $10,000 item. I've got the cash to pay for it. I guess I'm gonna do 10 different transactions for it. Here's $1,000. All right, and where's my receipt? Thank you. Here's my next payment. Where's my receipt? Thank you. Yeah, I made payments to this guy. 10 payments of $1,000 a piece. Well, how far apart were they? About a minute.
no, what it just
I
made
got
me think
receipts.
of this could be going too far. Maybe I'm wrong, but it don't make you think back when they started doing the you have to have a bank account in order to get your paycheck and they want you to direct deposit or you can't just take a check from work and cash it like you used to.
Well, we still have live checks that come to work. There are some people at work that collect live checks. Me personally, I love direct deposit. Set it and forget it.
Yeah, but now it just goes in and they know everything you do.
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean, you think
freaking
about it,
I
you
don't
get a
want to have
live
to have a
check.
bank. I don't want bank
Well,
anymore.
think
I don't
think
want
about it
one a
though.
bank.
You get a live check, you still have to go to the bank and cash that check. They're gonna know exactly how much you
That's my
cashed it out
point.
for.
That's my point. There was a time you could take your check and go to a store and sign it, and they would cash it, and I think they still have some. I don't know if they've shut down or not, but they used to have people that would cash your work check. These little stores you can go in and they'd cash your check. I used
Yeah,
to
the
go to a
little
little country store.
they got like check cashing places and
Mhm.
stuff like that still. They got those places nowadays. But there's usually a fee that's associated with that from what I understand. I've never used a check cashing place, I've done like cash advance through the banks and stuff in the past. Don't ever do that, by the way, kids. That's guaranteed way to get yourself in some debt right
Mhm.
quick. Don't ever do a cash advance on a paycheck because you'll take out what you think you need to survive for a week and you'll be like, I only need like 250 bucks cash advance. Cool. And then you get that paycheck. Guess what happens to that 250 bucks? Boom, gone immediately as soon as you put it in the bank. And it's like, wow, okay, my $1,000 check is now 850 or 750 or whatever. Think about that. You do that enough times, you do enough cash advances. Every time you do one, you got to do more and more and more and more. Next thing you know, you're taking out a $750 cash advance. You're only going to make $1,000 check. And you got, 200, 250 bucks to last you till next payday. Watch out now. That's how you get in trouble.
Yep, it's not heard.
And by the way, if y'all are only making $1,000 a paycheck, you're doing something wrong. Just gonna throw that out there too.
Speaking
Oh
of that,
man.
I just seen an article that the Gen Zers are not accepting your low paying jobs. They
Oh,
all want the
interesting.
high they all want to just be up here right now. We should
Have
all
they
have the high paying jobs. Give it to us.
have they gone through and either gotten the education or the certification? Well, you got to have an education to get the certification, or develop the skills necessary via years and years and years and years and years and years and years of experience.
Nope, but they don't want to have to do that. That's what they're saying. We don't want
Man,
that. We want you to just let us have what we want.
I do have to take my previous statement back about the $1,000 a check. If you're getting paid every single week and you're making $1,000 a week, that ain't bad. But if you're getting paid bi-weekly, every other week, and you're only making $1,000, you might want to think about furthering your skills. And if you're making $1,000 a month, son, how are you surviving
Hmm.
in today's society, in today's day and age?
Today ain't worth shit.
Oh man. Could you do, bro? Think about that. Think about that, Nick. Could you live on $1,000 a month?
A month?
Nope, not
Hell
me.
no. My rent's 1,300 a month.
I was just gonna say our daycare cost alone for our one single child that is still in daycare is more than $1,000 a month.
Insanity.
That's crazy. That makes me wonder, dude. Like, you know how everybody knows that there's people that work the system, right? They get on welfare, they get the checks, they get all the government assistance with food and the discounts on their electric bills and the free water and blah 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 blah. The amount of effort and time it takes you to research that and find all those loopholes and the amount of effort that you have to put into that. Could you imagine how good that person would be at some kind of like administrative services job? Where organization is key and they got to read a bunch of stuff and understand everything and find all the loopholes. Like,
Loopholes.
like you could get yourself a six-figure a year career as opposed to collecting your 75, $85,000 a year for whatever it all adds up to. I'm not saying they make 85,000 a year. I'm saying with the assistance, with the coupons, with the food stamps and all that kinds of stuff. I'm hypothesizing that it could be upwards of 80 to 85,000 a year that they're quote unquote taking. Realistically speaking, they might be only getting 45, $50,000 cash, but still that's 45, $50,000 cash a year they didn't have to work for. But they actually did because they had to find the ability to do that. And that's kind of impressive.
Eh,
I couldn't do that. I mean, I joke around all the time. I say I'm built for retirement, and by retirement, I mean just chilling around the house, singing karaoke online, mowing my yard, and freaking, playing video games. But
yeah.
I also like to do things. I like to go places and whatnot, and go out to dinner and take vacations and all that kinds of good jazz. I couldn't do that if I was only making 45, 50,000 a year.
I haven't been anywhere in so long. My last vacation was when me
You were
and
just at
Linda
camp.
went to you're a nerd. My last vacation was when me and Linda went to Vermont, and that was like 4 years ago.
Vermont. Why Vermont? What's in Vermont?
Vermont is beautiful. Oh my God, that state is beautiful. If it wasn't
Yeah.
so expensive to live there, I would move. One of the cleanest states I've ever been through. Not saying they're not other ones, I ain't been through for many, but of the ones I've been through,
Well, what'd you do there for vacation?
we just drove through the scene because it's got amazing scenery. They got the covered bridges and I don't know, dude. It's a lot of holiday resorting and shit, but we stayed in the country part.
Yeah.
Everything is farm to table, healthy foods at the restaurants. It's
Ooh, nice.
yeah, it's awesome there.
That's good eating right there, dude.
We were like, let's just stay here. Then you
I
look at what it
I
costs to
want to
live
live
there.
here.
When you look at the cost to live there, it's
Why? What would you say is the cost of living out there?
I looked it up. I don't remember what it was. I just know it was more than what I am here, and I'm in New York.
Yeah, but
It's
you're not in like New York City. You're just in the state.
yeah, and it sucks.
Uh, what would you say is as far as cost of living is concerned, what would be a minimum comfortable annual salary in New York? Like you can't always go out to eat. You can't always go on that vacation, but once a year for a week or whatever, you can go on vacation and you can pretty much do what you want, at any given time. And then, every 3 weeks, maybe every month, you can have a real good date night and go out and dinner, movie, wine and dine and dance and all that kinds of shit. What would you say would be a minimum threshold, annually speaking?
That's hard because it's really based on lifestyles.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've been living off of not a ton, and I'm close to what I would consider comfortable because I don't need to be freaking loaded.
Yeah.
So you figure I don't know exactly what my bills are, but let's say my bills are around like 2,500 a month for everything I got to pay for,
Okay.
and that's what 25 a month. How much is that a year? I can't do the math in my head like they normally do
Oh, 2,500 a month.
for a year.
Was that 30 to 35,000? No, that ain't right.
2,500 times 12, 30,000.
Oh, I was right.
So for me, I could probably be comfortable, believe it or not. For me, this
Yeah.
this is for me.
You're talking living below your means,
Below my
minimalistic.
means, minimalistic, 45 probably, 40, 45.
I'll
I'm
trade you.
close to it at this much, but I have my months where it's tight and I can't really do any damn thing,
I'll
right?
trade you. I'll trade you in a heartbeat. Oh my God,
But I'm
dude.
like, I don't want tons of shit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I ain't got tons of shit. Dude, bro, believe it or not, you got more shit than I got.
I'm thinking maybe it's 50. I don't know, it's somewhere in there.
You've got way more shit than I got.
How you figure?
Way more.
Yeah, but
You got your wheelers, you got your zero turn riding mower, you got your studio, you got all the other shit that I got, right? We got our setups and whatnot. You got the video games, you got all that jazz, you got your truck, vehicles, yada yada. You also have camp,
I
right?
do deals though, man. I like this camper. I traded a utility trailer for it, so it didn't cost me really.
But where'd you get the utility trailer?
The utility trailer was like 900 bucks a few years before that.
Mm. See, I don't got $900 to spend on a utility trailer. I'm gonna blow you away right now. I'm gonna absolutely blow you away. I don't know. I don't know if I want to say this like online for the whole world to see. Y'all enjoy this quick commercial break from our sponsors.
There's beans, bullets, and band-aids.
Beans, bullets, and band-aids. That's it.
All right.
Hey.
Well, he makes a lot of money and he doesn't have any money.
we don't make a lot of money for this state. But I'll tell
Dude,
you
that
right now,
amount that should be you should be like you should have a studio built in the backyard with that.
I you would think any other state, my wife and I bringing home the income that we bring, we could legitimately do whatever we want. Anywhere.
My numbers could be a little bit off because there's things I'm not thinking about, but I'm also thinking based on I have everything I want, I don't need anything else, and I just want to live comfortably,
Yeah.
right? Obviously, to get where I want to be right now, I need to make a little more of that to get there.
Well, yeah.
But I'm going based on okay, I got what I want. I don't need any damn thing else, and I just want to live.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that number that I gave you during the commercial break, um, you split that number in half, okay? And that's basically how much we make individually. I think I only make like I want to say I make maybe 5 grand more a year than my wife. Um, there is no real quote unquote breadwinner. We basically make the same amount of money, and that's how we get to that number. So if you take that number and you divide it by two, that's basically my salary and her salary. Anywhere else, I mean, dude, Idaho, Montana, New York, apparently, that's a really comfortable living for a household. But for us here in California, like I told you in the break, dude, we even at that, we are paycheck to paycheck. We had $10 in the bank the day before I got paid because everything's so freaking expensive. Groceries, dude, holy crap. Hang on, sorry, I had a little notification pop up. Groceries, bro. So it's my wife, myself, and our 2 kids. Our son is going to be 6 in June. Our daughter just turned 2 in April. Guess how much a week we spend on groceries? Take a guess.
$2,000.
No, no, we don't even make enough to. Well, if you take away some of the other bills, we could probably swing that. If you take away daycare, if you take away daycare and the mortgage payment, we could swing that. No, dude, we're paying I want to say we're upwards of somewhere between it varies by week. But we're between $400 and $500 a week on groceries, which is nuts because I remember growing up, my mom would go to the grocery store and she'd get away with, $250 a week, 200 a week.
Linda can spend $200 and it's hardly anything.
That's what it is now, dude. And it's funny, Britt and I, we have this running joke. No matter where we go, it doesn't matter if we go to Safeway, Winco, which is the cheap place out here. I don't know if y'all have a Winco out there. Sam's Club, Food for Less. We can go to any grocery store and walk away, and it's going to be a minimum 250, $300 for just bare essentials.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't matter where you shop anymore. We stay away from certain places. We won't shop at Rayleigh's or Bel Air because they're super overpriced. We won't shop at, there's a place out here called the Nugget Market. We will not shop there. We will not shop at Whole Foods. Not that we don't want to go to Whole Foods, but they're pricey. They're way beyond our salary range. Okay. We stick to cheap shit. Like we go to Winco for the majority of our stuff. When it comes to meats and things like that, we don't skimp on the meat. We'll get the good meat from like Safeway or Costco, you know. But the majority of our stuff comes from legit like the cheapest store that there is. And it'll be $400+ and that $400 looks like, 6 or 7 grocery bags. It's sad. I remember I remember when I first moved out of my parents' house and I was a bachelor living on my own. Dude, bro, I was getting away with $60 a week. $60 a week just for myself. That was living good too. I mean, I was never hungry. Not now. Not now, dude. It's insane, bro.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, that's our number, buddy. That's California for you, bud. There's a reason why they say it's the most expensive state to live in, because it is. And I'm telling you,
What's your gas at right now?
Oh, dude, I just filled up today with a I stole my mother's Safeway points at the gas pump. That got me 20 cents off a gallon, and I paid $4.15 a gallon today.
Well,
So
hell,
it's
that's better.
so it's 435. It's
Weren't you
435.
almost?
Right now.
Weren't you at like $6 not horribly long ago?
Oh, dude, we got up. Yeah, it was like 597 or something like that. I want to say that was a year-ish ago.
Yeah. See, that ain't helping either. We're at 375 right now, average.
That's doable.
To
You know,
you,
the
because of
funny
what you're
thing,
used to, but 375 when I fill my truck, it's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Oh,
That
yeah.
alone, dude. So the job I'm on, it's starting to take too long. It's starting to cut into my money now. Once it
Yeah.
takes too long, you're losing money.
Oh, bro, I
And it's
only put in a
about
half tank today. I put in a half a tank because I already had a half tank, right? So I was at half. I filled it up, $60
yeah.
for half a tank.
I sit there and I got like 5 gallons and it was almost 20. It was like $20. So it's about $20. Of course, it could be a little bit more now because gas has just went back up. It's about $20 a day for me to go to this job.
Mm,
So that's $100 a week to go to work.
yep. Yep.
That sucks.
If so, if I drive my Honda, because it gets about 34 miles a gallon, even though the manufacturer's guide or whatever, the little booklet that comes with it says it's supposed to get 40. I calculated it out. I get about 34, maybe 35 if I'm lucky. If I drive that to work the entire week, if I fill up on Sunday, I'll have to fill up again on Thursday. And that thing costs me right now $60 to fill up from damn near empty. So just to drive my Honda is about $120 a week. My Honda, because I work an hour away.
See that
The
alone.
truck.
You know how much that is yearly taken out of you? Just that? Just the gas.
Oh yeah. Dude, the truck, bro. My truck gets like 17 miles a gallon, brother.
Yeah, that's about right.
And that's babying the shit out of it. 17 miles a gallon.
Mine was
That
down to
thing
like
is
13
crazy.
and 14 miles a gallon. But then I put the Lucas gas treatment in it and it went up to like 16 or 17 a gallon.
Yeah,
It went
it's
up.
time for me to do that again. I got to do that again. I want to do the I want to do that because that's basically like a fuel injector cleaner kind of deal. I want to do that. I want to do a full-blown tune-up on it. I want to do a transmission flush, coolant system flush. The AC don't work for shit, so I got to get the AC fixed. I got one of them, Amazon recharge bottles and tried it myself, and it didn't do a damn thing. The AC in my Honda is full blown out. I put the gauge on there just to see, and it's over pressurized, so it's just blowing out hot air. That's got to be a legit service. That's way beyond my skill capacity. I couldn't even touch that. But there's a bunch of stuff that I want to do to the truck to get it up to snuff. The Honda we're actually going to sell to my niece for super cheap. But before I let her have it, because it's going to family, right? I got to do brakes and rotors. I'm going to get the AC fixed, and then I got to get a new CV boot on the passenger front. Once those three things are done, take it. It's yours, kid. Like it'll go forever. The motor was replaced in it. The upper motor was replaced in it back in 2018. So the upper motor's only got like 75,000 miles. The block, the chassis, transmission, they all got 234,000. But
Upper
I take
it's called the top end.
the upper,
The top end.
the upper.
Okay.
That's
The
why they
upper-
call it. That's why they call it an upper rebuild kit, buddy. The upper.
You're rebuilding the top end.
I know. Putting it in layman's terms for everybody out there, dude. Golly.
The lazy men. Oh, layman's.
Man. The lazy man's. But yeah, so we'll get those things done for, and then that'll be good to go. That thing's gonna run for forever. We take super good care of the vehicles. That's the that's the one thing my wife and I agree on 100% when it comes to finances. There's two things that you do not skimp out on. One is food to feed the family. The second is anything vehicle related, because without the vehicle, you can't get to work to make the money to buy the food to feed the family.
That's right.
So we don't skip on food, and we don't skimp on vehicle issues or mechanical issues with the cars. But that'll be nice because when she takes that, like I said, we're selling it cheap. And then I'll be able to actually, pay off the truck with what's coming in, so I can pay off the rest of the truck, which will be nice. But then you got to factor in what we were just talking about gas. Dude, bro, the truck, I can fill up on Sunday. Same kind of thing as the Honda. I don't need to fill it up again until Thursday. However,
Bigger tank.
it's $120 for me to fill that bad boy up from damn near empty to full. Dude, that's $240 a week. I just doubled my gas. And we're already living paycheck to paycheck. So that's going to be an interesting one to figure out. Speaking of,
I have a
have you-
habit of, if I really need something though, I'll find something that I say I don't use this enough and sell it so I can get that.
bro, I do the same
I'm so
thing.
bad for that.
Facebook Marketplace is my best friend sometimes. Dude, I'll get a wild hair up my ass and I'll just go through the garage and I'll look at stuff. And my rule is if I haven't used it in a year, I don't need it, I can sell it. Get it out. I got the tonneau cover that came with the truck. I got that listed on there right now.
But people like
The running boards
I
for
am
the
not
truck, I got them listed.
materialistic. If I have to let it go, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I had buddies down south that used to always be like, you'll just sell anything. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, if it comes down to it, I want that instead of that.
Dude, bro, there's been times I've contemplated just throwing my Xbox and all my games and all that shit up there.
Lately I've been doing the same. Yep.
Just cause.
I'm like,
The problem is I still use the damn thing on a semi-regular basis.
me too, and mine's the older Xbox One when it kind of first came out.
Same. Mine's one of the refurbished
I'll probably get
original
$30 for it.
Right. No, I actually, dude, I really want to get a PS5. I want to get a PlayStation 5. But they're like $700 still, dude. That's insane.
Can't say how much stuff costs.
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. For Jacob's 6th birthday, we're getting him a Nintendo Switch. Dude, check this out, bro. The Nintendo Switch has been out for 6, almost 7 years, I want to say. Um, I had to wheel and deal. I've made quite a few Facebook swaps, marketplace swaps, sold a bunch of stuff, bought some stuff, turned it around, cleaned it up, flipped it on marketplace so that we could actually get the cash to do this, right? Finally getting him a Nintendo Switch and the Mario Super Mario Brothers Mario Kart Deluxe 8 or whatever it is. And then there's another Mario game. It's like Odyssey or some shit like that. The kid has played Mario like once or twice at his cousin's house. All his friends at school are super into Mario. Jacob doesn't have a system. He doesn't have a gaming system. You can't get Mario on an Xbox.
No.
It's Nintendo exclusive, right? The kid's in love with Mario for some reason. Like I said, he's only played the game freaking twice, maybe 3 times in his entire life. He's always wanting to watch Mario on YouTube. And by that, I mean he wants to watch other people play the Mario games, right? He wants to watch other people do the Mario Kart races. So he knows what's going on when he goes to have those conversations with his friends at school. It's the cutest thing, dude. He loves watching Luigi's Haunted Mansion,
Oh, yeah.
game playthroughs and whatnot. And then that Super Mario Brothers movie that came out. It was only $30, so we bit the bullet and we're like, fuck it, we'll buy it because he's gonna want to watch it all the time. Dude, I've seen that movie like 12 times now. We've owned it for like 5 days. It's insane. So we did some wheeling and dealing, and finally just the other day pulled the trigger on the old Amazon marketplace, and that kid's getting a Nintendo Switch for his 6th birthday.
Cool.
And I am so beyond excited to
He's
see
gonna be
his
excited
face.
as hell.
Yeah, dude, when he opens that thing up on his birthday, oh, I can't wait to see his face, dude. That's gonna be epic.
Probably don't
Yeah.
have a party with people because when he opens that, he gonna be gone.
Oh, he's can I go play? Can I go play? Can I go play? Can I go play? Buddy, we gotta wait until everybody leaves from the party. I can just see it now. So that look of excitement is gonna last for about 5 seconds. Can I go play? No. And then it's gonna be a nightmare. But he's also him and his sister both have been like super into the guitar lately. We got Jacob just a cheap toy ukulele thing a couple years back because obviously I picked up the guitar, the first guitar from Facebook Marketplace, super crazy cheap. And then I've been trying to teach myself how to play. Jacob wanted to play guitar, so we got him like a $10 toy ukulele that Megan absolutely loves. She loves that stupid little ukulele. And Jacob is getting upset every time she grabs it when I'm playing. She's got my guitar. I want to play with you, Daddy. I want to play songs. So I did some other wheeling and dealing, and I picked up a little 3/4 size Git fiddle on Facebook Marketplace, and that's going to be his gift specifically from Daddy. Hey, buddy, I got you your own guitar. Your sister's never going to be allowed to touch it. This one's just for you because she has the ukulele now.
Oh, he's gonna have a day of his life.
So, dude, I'm excited for both. I'm more excited for the Nintendo Switch because he's so into it, but for the sentimental reason of the Git fiddle, I'm super stoked to see that one too. That kid is gonna have an epic 6th birthday. I'm telling you, it's gonna be amazing.
Big string on your 6th birthday.
Oh yeah, dude. And then for his 10th birthday though, and I've already got this planned out. I've had this planned out since the day he was born. My 10th birthday, I got my very first wallet ever from my dad. I don't have it anymore. Obviously, I destroyed it. But for Jacob's 10th birthday, he's getting one thing specifically from Daddy, and it's going to be a wallet. And I've got the wallet, and it's the wallet that was in my pocket the day he was born.
Cool.
When I went home that night and I went back to the hospital the next day after he was born. I stopped off at Target and I picked up a new wallet. I transferred everything from the old wallet, which was only like 2 months old, by the way, and I put it in the new wallet. Maybe it was 3 or 4 months old. Anyways, and I stashed that wallet that I had in my pocket the day he was born. I put it in my center console in my car, and it's been chilling in there legitimately ever since. It's been in the center console of my Honda for 6 fucking years. It has not moved because that's going to be his very first wallet. Hey, buddy, happy 10th birthday. Here's a wallet. This is the wallet that I had the day you were born, and I bought a brand new, different wallet. It's still the wallet I have now, by the way. I've had my wallet now for 6 years. I'm that guy. That's how much I don't spend money.
My
Right.
wallets look like they're about run out
Yeah.
by the time I change it.
Oh, dude, by the time you're ready for a new wallet, you've got just holes upon holes. Dude, so the wallet that I bought previously to the one I'm planning on giving him, by the time I got that wallet that I'm gonna give him, I had about a quarter-sized hole in the bottom part of the back side of the wallet. And then in the upper right-hand corner, when you're looking at it, there was another quarter-sized hole in there. So it's like I couldn't even store anything in there, dude. The little flip-flap things that are in there to hold credit cards and whatnot were ripped and torn and halfway off. It's just beaten, dude.
Not only that, with mine, it gets to where even though the cards are in the pockets of the wallet, they're getting dirty and ruined in the pockets of the wallet because the
Yeah.
wallet's so shot.
Yeah. Oh, dude, so I guess that makes it my second to last wallet. That wallet that I was using before I got the one I'm going to give him, the second to last wallet, actually destroyed my debit card. My debit card snapped in half inside the wallet. I'm not even joking, bro. Snapped in half inside the fucking wallet. Like, how does that happen?
Like my license and everything, I hardly take out, and I pull it out, and people be like, "This thing looks like you ran it through the frickin' Georgia mud or something. Why does it look like?" I don't know. It's in my wallet.
Yep. And I will admit, every once in a blue moon, probably once every year and a half, 2 years, I'll forget my wallet in my pants and it'll go through the wash.
Oh yeah.
But it's not like I'm washing my wallet, every single week and it's getting destroyed. No, it's like my current one. I've had my current wallet for 6 freaking years.
Where do you keep your wallet?
Well, the pants that I wear for work actually have a cargo pocket on the thigh, on both thighs. It's a zipper pocket though, so it's not like the big bulky kind of pocket. It's actually real slim fit. And my wallet is in that thigh pocket because I hate sitting on it. Have
Yeah.
you seen I'm sure you have. You've seen Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
You know George Costanza's wallet? That's my wallet, bro.
Oh really?
My
That damn
wallet is
thick?
thick. I mean, thick. And the shitty part is it's all stuff that I actually use. I've got my Home Depot credit cards. I've got my Kohl's credit card. I got my Amazon credit card. I got my standard bank credit card. I got my debit card. I've got certain licenses and things like that that I have to carry on me at all times for work. And I don't carry cash. And my wallet is still, my wife makes fun of me all the time. She's like, honey, when you sit down, if that thing's in your back pocket, you're going to be sitting cockeyed. Like, yeah, that's why I don't put it in my back fucking pocket.
My wallet stays in my front pocket because I can't stand feeling it when I'm sitting down.
Dude, yep, nope, I can't do it. And then when we go out and about in public, if I'm wearing jeans or something, same thing. I'll put it in my right front pocket because I don't want to sit on the damn thing. And I don't need a pickpocket coming up and snagging my wallet out of my back pocket if we're out and about in a crowd. Not gonna happen. Not today.
Well,
I also in crowds have a tendency of kind of putting my hands in my pockets too, just in case.
so before we shut this thing down,
Has it been that long?
yeah,
Holy crap, it's been an hour.
I'm gonna do for you what I did to Ferris, and unless you're so out of the loop still, it's not gonna mean nothing to you. I just want to see if your response is different.
Well, I'm still very much as out of the loop as I've been the last year and a half, two
Well, this will
years.
tell me. Okay, so I'm gonna say something. It's gonna be one word. I'll just tell you it's a name of something. And
Okay.
as soon as I say it, all you gotta do is tell me what comes to mind or how it makes you feel or however you want to respond to it.
Okay.
Target.
Yeah, fuck no. Nope, boycott.
I figured.
I I
Eh,
I saw that.
yeah.
My wife and I had a discussion about that. We even we had a family function over the weekend, and that was a topic of discussion that got brought up, not by me, not by me. I
Yeah,
did not
right.
bring it up. No, I shit you not. I did not bring it up, but I knew about it and I spoke my piece, and her whole family and I and my wife, we're all on the same page. Um, yeah, we ain't shopping at Target no more.
I said it to Ferris. I said Target. He said bear.
Really?
I'm
So
like,
he had no
no,
idea?
Ferris. Yeah, it's like Target. He's like, well, ours, his daughter, one of his daughters, I guess, works at Target. I'm like, really? What's been going on? But he acts like the Target there is like nothing's going on with it. Like, I don't think that Target selected just certain stores, but
Oh, dude,
he
bro,
seemed kind of lost on it.
I told my wife, was it yesterday? Yesterday was Memorial Day, yeah? Yeah, yesterday was Memorial Day. So this is the conversation that happened yesterday. I said, we should go to our local Target just to see. And she
People are
goes,
doing that.
yeah, she goes, honey, I don't have the strength. We're in California. Let's just assume that that's what's going on here. I said, fair
Well,
point.
how much do you
Fair
know? It
point.
ain't just the clothes. It's for little babies. They got the tuck pocket thing for the,
Yep. Swimsuit.
but they even had in the kids section, there was a book teach just like what they're finding in
Yep.
school. And the dude
Yep.
went in and said, "Look, there's a freaking book," and he opened it up, and they had
Yep.
a drawing of two men kissing and shit. And I'm like, "Oh
Yep.
my god!"
Yep. 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 And the designer or whatever for those clothes that they hired, not only did they go left
He's a
when they should have
Satanist.
went right,
He's a
Satanist.
Satanist. Yep.
Satanist. Yep. I did see that, and then of course I went through a little bit of research on it and googly machine and verified and fact checked and all that kinds of shit, and I went, what?
I don't know where they're with it, but I know that quicker than Bud Light, they like it was shortly after they started doing that, they immediately had an emergency meeting.
Oh yeah, and they had to shut it down and
Well,
do the
they
whole
talked
recall
about shutting it
because
down, but then there's
no,
TikTok.
dude, no,
There's
bro, they
people.
had to in 4 days. It was either 4 days or 5 days. They lost like $9 billion. Did you hear about
Yeah.
that?
Well, there were people that
It's
went in and
insane.
they went to check. When they heard about it, people were going in doing TikToks going, "Holy shit, they're not lying."
Yeah,
But there were people that went in and they said they were supposed to get rid of it. They said no, they just moved
no,
it to
they
the
just moved
back.
it to a different section in the back. Yep, I can't believe that, dude.
Bud Light still is losing sales.
Still,
Still.
they haven't done anything that they're sticking with their guns on this one, huh?
Well, no, they've made an effort. They tried to do some type of patriotic type thing, but they're like, no, it was too obvious.
Wow. See, and that's the thing, dude. Like on those campaigns, me personally, I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't. But there is a line that you don't cross. There really is. There's a
There
line that
is.
you don't cross. And that line is when you try to get my fucking kids involved.
That's the problem. That's
That
what
is
they're
not
calling
going
us
to
haters,
happen.
and they're not getting it. You're going after our kids. You leave our kids alone, you're gonna be fine. Go do your thing. We don't care.
Here's the big problem with it. Okay. And I'm, I'm going to catch some flack for saying this. I'm going to say it anyways. You're probably going to catch some flack for me saying this because it's our show
Whatever.
and we do it together. But, we're pretty open and vocal about our shit. when it comes to the LGBTQ community, transgenderism, all that kinds of stuff, here's the thing. I never had a problem with it. Not once. I have friends that are transgender. Okay. I have friends that are going through the process of going from male to female and from female to male, both sides of the spectrum. I have no problem with those friends. They're still friends of mine. I love them very much. They Our friendship is very near and dear to my heart. One of my friends actually asked me, "Hey, I'm going to change my name because of my transition. What kind of name what would you give me?" And guess what? The name that I said, it came out of me just like that. That's the name she went with.
Really?
That is the name she went with. Bro, I never had a problem with it until you forced it down my fucking kids' throats.
That's right.
You force it down my kids' throats, I have an issue with that. You force other people to believe what you believe when they
Can't.
don't.
You won't believe
E-
what I believe, so why,
Exactly.
just be yourself.
Exactly.
Take it and love what you're doing and, do your own
Here's
thing.
here's the thing. You're doing that for you. Why are you now making it about everybody else? I never had a problem with it. Not once. Ever. For years. Until it became forced.
Right.
Just like with, I don't know how I want to say this so that this episode doesn't get pulled. Just like with the vaccine for COVID. I have always been pro vaccine my entire life. Get shots, get your immunities, get blah, 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 pro vaccine. Okay. I got all my shots when I was a kid, all the way up until the one that you get when you're like 11 or 12 or whatever. I got everything, right? My kids got everything. I always said that the only issue I had with the COVID-19 vaccine or the coronavirus vaccine, whatever you want to call it, was the fact that it was manufactured entirely way too quickly, because the average time it takes to manufacture a vaccine is anywhere from 7 to 10 years to go through proper testing and blah, 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 blah. And they released it in 9 months. And that was my big hiccup. And then I started doing the research as to what's actually in the vaccine. And there's stuff in there that's actually against my religion. And that's why I went through and I got the religious exemption for work and all that other kinds of good jazz. But I was always pro vaccine until this one thing. And then what did they do with this one thing? They forced it down everybody's throat,
Force it, yeah.
just like what we were talking about a second ago with the LGBTQ and, all that other kinds of jazz. Never had a problem with it my entire life. Once you start forcing something on me and you start trying to force me to believe a certain way that I don't believe,
There's a problem.
that's when we have an issue, especially when you say that there's going to be legal ramifications if I don't get in line with your mode of thinking. Like the whole thing, going back to the LGBTQ topic, there was a video that I watched where it was I don't know if it was a guy, I don't know if it was a gal. Um, they looked like a man, okay? Um, and this individual who appeared to be a man was talking about how if we don't respect them and refer to them by their own third person pronouns, then it's an act of terrorism and we're
Yeah,
terrorists and this
the
and that and the other. And I
everything's
was like,
terrorism too now.
Well, and the thing about that got me thinking, and that's when I saw that other video and I sent it to you and Ferris and everybody else. But it got me thinking, I'm like, third person pronouns are used when you're not in the room and you're not present. So you don't even know that you're being talked about. Who gives a fuck about a third person pronoun? My pronouns are me and I.
So they
When
want you to
when I
acknowledge
talk to
them.
you, your pronouns are you,
You
because I'm talking to you. And when you're not in the room and I'm talking about you, I'm saying, hey, guess what Nick did?
or he.
Or he, because you look like a man.
Well,
And here's the thing, and I mean this with nothing but love in my heart. So I really hope we don't get backlash for this, because like I said, I've never had a problem with this in my entire life. Never had a problem with it in my entire fucking life. When you're not there and someone's talking about you, they're going to use whatever third person pronoun they perceive you as being. So just because you're a man transitioning to a woman and you prefer to be referred to as she or her, especially in the beginning stages of that, and I struggled with this with my friends that transition. I struggled with this for a couple months. I would always call her he and he her,
that's
and
what you're used to.
because that I'd been doing it for years, right? You're asking people to change their entire life's perspective in a matter of one conversation. Actually, I prefer to be referred to as she and her. Thank you. Okay, noted. I've been calling you he and him for 16 years. I'm gonna fuck that up. I don't mean any offense by it. And dude, I had this conversation with my friends when they told me what was going on. I told them straight up, I'm gonna have a hard time with that. I respect it 100%. Respect it 100%. That is going to be a transition that I have to go through mentally,
Right.
in order to reprogram the way I think about you. So if I don't use that proper pronoun, let me just apologize in advance, because I'm going to fuck that up, and I'm going to fuck that up for a long time until it becomes second nature. And you know what they said to me? They said, Mets, don't worry about it. It's all good, dude. We love you. And I'm like, I love you too. I don't want to
Yeah,
upset you. I
nowadays
don't
they
want to
want you to
offend you.
right now.
But that's the thing. You've got these other folks out there that are like, this is who I am. This is what I want to be addressed as. And if you don't, I'm going to take offense to it right now. And the thing about it is there's all this diversity and inclusion training in the world, and topics of discussion and whatnot. My question is this, though. I understand. And it's been around, it's been a mainstream thing long enough now. I think that the majority of people are kind of like, okay, whatever you want to be referred to as dog, I'll call you dog. I don't give a shit. Right? The majority of people. Um, but what kind of diversity and inclusion training is being given to these folks who are transitioning, so that they can understand, or better understand, I should say, that it's not just a transition for you mentally and physically and spiritually and all that kinds of good jazz, but it's also a transition for the rest of the world, mentally speaking, to break, in my case, when I found out about my friends, 34 years
Yeah, exactly.
worth of thinking, you know, um, that's a big ask. There has to be patience. There has to be understanding on both sides of the spectrum
Right.
if it's really going to work. We can't just go into an all-out, full-blown war against each other with all this division of, I'm this. You're going to refer to me as this. No, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. And then you got the folks that are in the middle, like me. I genuinely do not give a shit what you do with your life, so long as it doesn't negatively impact me and my family and my friends, right? You tell me you want me to refer to you as Zorgon from the planet Gargameth. Okay, Zorgon. Nice to meet you. That's fine. That's me. I don't care. Right? The problem is when guys like me slip up and we go, oh yeah, I mean
You're a
Gargameth.
terrorist. You're a terrorist.
Now I'm being lumped in with all these other people that are like blah, 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 blah. And the other thing about it too is if you really get down to it and you look at both sides of the spectrum, both sides actually have some legitimacy to them, right? You've got these folks on the right, far right leaning conservative Christian folk, right? That are, very much the Bible says da, 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 da. And I'm over here like, yeah, but the Bible also talks about forgiveness and freedom of choice and all that other kinds of shit. Slow your horses. Okay. Um, and then they're going, well, you can't be a woman because a woman has a period and a woman can have children. And can you biologically have children? No, you can't. Therefore, you're a man and God created you and da 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 da. And I'm like, dude, God gave this person the freedom of choice. And if this person wants to identify as such, then they can. God will still love them as one of his children because of the fact that he allows us to choose things. Like, stop trying to, don't go crazy over there on the right, y'all crazy sons of bitches. And then there's the people on the left. Some of them have good points. They really do. When I talked with my friends, and I'm not saying they're left leaning, I'm not saying that my friends that transitioned are right leaning either. I'm not going to give that away. That's up to them. But when they did it, they pulled me aside, Mets. Wanted to tell you before it became a big thing, because obviously we're going to start doing some things. It's going to affect work, this and that and the other. This is a previous company that I worked for, by the way, not the company I work for now. Just wanted to give you a one-on-one heads up. I am transitioning from male to female. And I was like, oh, I never in a million years would have saw that coming. Okay, cool. What do you need from me? That was my reaction. Like, all right, buddy, what can I do for you? you know? Um, and she was like, well, um, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to be referred to as she, her. Okay. And that's when we had that conversation. It's going to take me a while. I'm going to fuck it up. I'm sorry. Just understand I don't mean any offense. I've got to get used to it. I know, Mets. I understand. No big deal. Okay, cool. What else do you need? Anything else? Help her come up with a name. I'm only using one example. I have multiple friends that have transitioned, but I'm using one example. Help her come up with a name. And then I asked her, I said, so why? And I went further and I said, I don't mean just like why, what the fuck? I mean, why? What brought this to fruition? I mean, you're married, you have children, you know. Um, why now, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Oh, well, and then she told me her story and how she had always felt that way and X, Y, and Z. And as far back as she could remember, I mean, through childhood, right? And I'm like, okay, fair point. There are fair points on both sides. Where things go crazy is when this side goes nuts with it. And when this side goes nuts with it, why can't we just find a happy medium and just say, y'all live your lives and be happy?
Because that's too simple and boring.
Y'all live your lives and be happy and don't force it on kids.
Well,
The only issue I have with it is when it's forced on kids.
Just
Because
the,
then my kids are going to come to me and go, "Hey, Dad," and now I got to explain some shit.
well, I'm just going to tell you, we're going to end it with this. And obviously, this doesn't stand for every one of them. They're not all, because there's plenty coming out that are against what their people are doing. But there is a YouTube video where a bunch of LGBTQ people did a song together. It's like a whole collab, and they were basically singing about, yes, they are coming for your kids.
What?
Yeah. You didn't see that?
No.
Wow, I'm sorry. I want to say it's on YouTube, but there was a TikTok of it, and Ferris sent it to me. You should have it. But yeah.
See, I take issue with that. I take issue with that because all that's going to do to children is confuse them.
Yeah.
They're not developed enough. They're not mature enough in their way of thinking to be able to comprehend that. That's the problem. I have no problem with you being you and doing your thing.
Might have been taken down.
At
Yeah,
what
there's
age, Nick?
YouTube.
At what age, Nick, do you think children are actually capable of understanding that?
It's not the same age as it used to be.
No.
It's older now than it was.
Oh, it's definitely older. I don't know what they've been putting in the water, but it's definitely older now.
But it's funny because maturity wise, it's older, but in actual fruition, they're pushing stuff on the much younger.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're pun intended targeting.
Oh,
they're targeting the kids that are my kid's age, my son's age. I would say for kids to fully understand what's going on nowadays, 16, 17.
yeah.
If you were to take me, I could have comprehended that and understood it, and it wouldn't have affected me in any way, shape, or form at like 13, 14 years old.
You're right.
Easily. 13,
Same.
14. I think both of my kids are a little bit ahead of the curve mentally, but then again, I have a biased opinion. Dude, I have to constantly remind myself that Jacob is only 5. I treat him from time to time like he's 8, 9, 10 years old mentally, even though I know he's not. But that's because I want him to develop that. I want him to be more mature for his age. I want him to understand the ways of the world. But he's not ready for that conversation. He's not ready for this conversation that you and I are
Right.
having.
The sucky part is these people think that it's up to them whether their kids are ready or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sucks. And they're
And
finding
that's the
these books
thing.
and shit in schools. And now you see all these people going, I can't believe they're banning books in schools. It's like they're not just banning any book, they're banning totally inappropriate books.
Bro, they've been banning books in schools since the invention of schools.
Yeah, but now it matters because it's the books they want in there.
Exactly. No, I about once a year, I ask Jacob, "Hey, what's going on in school?" With this subject matter in mind, just to see if they're doing anything at school with it, right? Hey, what's going on with school with like the girls and the boys and all that stuff in your class? Oh, no, okay. Well, let me ask you this, buddy. Are you a girl or a boy? I'm a boy. Okay.
There you
Okay.
go.
Is Megan a girl or a boy? She's my baby sister. Right. So I don't think anything's going on at school to confuse him. I've never blatantly asked him if he knows anything about a boy becoming a girl or a girl becoming a boy or anything like that. And I'm not going to ask him that. Probably not until he's like 13, 14 years old. Because like I said, I was able to understand that at 13 and 14. And with what I'm doing with him, with how I'm raising him, I think my son will be able to understand that when he's that age. My daughter will probably be able to understand that when she's like 9, because she's a fucking genius.
We're way over on this episode, but I so bad want to. I'm curious about how your wife feels about it, being that she's a teacher with what's going on in a lot of schools.
She is on the same page, basically with everything that I said. She's got no problem with it if you don't try to force it on her kids.
So, what would she do if she found out that those books made it to her school?
I don't know. That is a really, I'm going to ask her that. All right. Good episode. We went
All
a little
right.
long.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. I got to ask my wife a question.
Like, subscribe, comment, and be good people, and we'll see y'all later.
Hang on. Wait.
Oh, okay. We're going to hold on. We'll see y'all later after this.
Hit up the comments. Let us know where you stand. I'm neutral. I'm like Switzerland over here. We didn't really get into where Nick's at because he kind of asked me and I went off. Sorry, buddy.
I'm technically neutral. I don't give a shit. I can see both sides. I stand back there and watch both people being idiots. I'm the same. I'm just, don't push it on me. Don't push it on kids. Just do your thing.
I am the same with religion, by the way. Don't push that shit on me. I already believe in what I believe in. I ain't gonna change that. My faith is my faith. Sorry. And I've looked at multiple faiths. I have studied multiple different religions, and what I believe in is kind of it's evolved over the years. It's turned into what it is today. And it's probably skewed from what most people believe in. But I've got many different versions of the Bible that I read whenever I want to, not because I feel guilty, not because I feel like I have to or anything like that. But I equate it to this. If you put a Muslim and a Catholic together and told them to convince the other one to convert, you would have the reaction that we're having regarding what we've been discussing in this episode. You would have an all-out battle. And that's the thing about that is history has proven to us that religion is a subject matter for war. What it boils down to is this. It boils down to beliefs. Religion is a belief. Faith is a belief. What people believe in their core. Okay. And what I've been seeing is a battle of beliefs regarding this topic. And that scares me.
Yeah.
It scares me. That's all I got. I want to know where y'all stand. Put a comment down there. Let us know.
Yeah.
Put in L for like LGBTQ, let's push it on everybody. Put in a C for conservative, that shit doesn't belong anywhere, anything, blah blah blah, super far right, and put in an N for neutral. I want to see how many neutrals we get. Write us a novel if you want to. I don't give a shit. I'll read it. I will read that novel. I'm genuinely interested. I want people to tell us. Anyway.
Be good people. Later.
Play nice.